Hello everyone. Today I will share with you my thoughts and theories about the third season of the Squid Game. My theory completely changes the trajectory of the plot and is based on hidden details that you missed. Enjoy watching. As we all know, the Season 2 finale featured the most exciting episode yet, where Kai-hoon leads the rebellious players against the guards to stop the game from the inside. Also, Player 1, who we all know is really the leader, forces Kai-hoon to pay a heavy price for the rebellion by executing his best friend in front of Ki-hoon. The episode ends with Ki-hoon himself being apprehended. It was honestly foolish of Ki-hoon to trust Player 1, especially after the Il-nam incident. His life teaches nothing new. Also, we already know that Season 3 will feature the same games as Season 2, as 3 of the 6 tournaments that were supposed to take place were left behind the scenes. These tournaments must take place because the VIPs cannot go home without satisfying their thirst for entertainment. But what will happen next? Season 2 will feature a new vote, and the circles will undoubtedly have an advantage, as many exes died during the night and some during the riot. Also, the prize pool has increased. Since the number of players has decreased, some of them will vote for. Many fans believe that the post-credits scene actually resembles the 2015 games wherein Ho won. The creators of the show could tell the story of the most mysterious and attractive character in history. It is quite possible that this scenario will happen. Many will be interested in what made him lead the game. It could be a result of him losing faith in humanity, or maybe something or someone forced him to become the host. In the new season, as before, the participants will have to directly eliminate each other, playing all sorts of dark and unhealthy games, such as marbles. If Kai-hoon cannot let them in on the matter, they will probably choose partners based on personal sympathies, which will only aggravate the bitterness of loss. I believe Myung-gi will be forced to compete with his ex-girlfriend and will most likely sacrifice himself for her and the unborn child. The same is guaranteed to await the old lady and her son, as well as Hyunju and Dae-ho. It can be assumed that the game with the railway shown in the scene after the credits is a reference to the so-called trolley problem, and the players will have to choose who to sacrifice in order to save several people at once. The victim will most likely be the one who the decision-maker cares about the most. What if the host forces Kai-hoon to choose who to save in order to break his spirit? In the past, the host has repeatedly, deliberately interfered with the game so that those who Ki-hoon likes are eliminated. The theme of sacrificing one for the benefit of the many has already been raised in the series, and the game associated with it could become a sophisticated punishment for all participants. So the host will have an incentive to save Kai-hoon's life, and the rich will be able to watch him pay for the rebellion. By the way, from the first season, we learned that the tests in which the players will have to participate are schematically depicted on the walls of the living room. Judging by these drawings in current games, we should expect a game on a horizontal bar, as well as something similar to chess. Let's talk about them in more detail. One of the pictures shows people climbing on bars. This activity can easily be turned into a deadly competition, forcing players to move at great heights, like the glass bridge from the first season. If the participant falls, he dies. If he does not manage to reach the goal before the time runs out, in general, you get the idea. In another game shown in the scene after the credits, there is a railway and a semaphore. By the way, the new doll is called Cheol-soo. In South Korean textbooks, she appears on par with Yeon-hee. So the next game may be similar to the traditional Korean game, Dong Dong, in which players must respond to rhythmic commands, moving and stopping at the right moments. I imagine it like this. While the melody is playing, players walk along a railway bridge, on both sides of which there are dolls holding hands. Players need to get to the specified point by grabbing onto the one in front, but at the same time, everyone can throw off the one behind. Another drawing on the wall looks like a chess or checkers field. Since the games are supposed to be for children, perhaps the players will have to participate in a real chess game, where each move removing a figure from the board must kill someone. The game will require 32 or 24 players, as many as there are figures in chess and checkers, respectively. Each team will have a leader who controls the figures, and player 4, 5, 6 Ki-hoon will be one of them. From the point of view of the plot, this is logical. In the 7th episode, Ki-hoon told the host that fewer victims are needed for the common good, and he will have to answer for his words. By the way, 2 teams for black and white have already been formed. One of them wants to continue the game, and the others want to leave. A good metaphor for the confrontation between Kai-hoon and In-ho and their warring ideologies will come out. Look at the promotional materials for the third season. Ki-hoon is wearing a black jacket and In-ho is wearing a white one. Player number 44, aka the Shaman, helps us to look a little into Ki-hoon's future. Few people understood why she was needed, and many considered her annoying. But in her storyline, there are important details that are worth paying attention to. From the very first appearance, she demonstrates an amazing ability to feel the problems that are tearing Ki-hoon apart from the inside. The shaman sees through Ki-hoon, realizing that he is haunted by old games and the ghosts of dead players. In fact, this character is a metaphor for Ki-hoon's guilt before the dead. This guilt pushes him to re-participate in the games. He is eager for revenge. Nevertheless, the shaman's lines can be directly related to the events of the third season. Joining the team of player number 120 in the six-leg pentathlon, the shaman says, "I must kill you with this knife," and at the same time looks towards the mother and son. After the game with the carousel and doors, the shaman believes that she was betrayed and starts an argument in which she announces that she imposed curse on Ki-hoon and the other crosses, and that they will all die a slow and painful death. Earlier, she told Ki-hoon, "You lived much longer than you should have. You are here for a reason. Fate brought you." While she glances at player 222, a pregnant girl, most likely Ki-hoon will play an important role in her fate. The child will be born during the games, and Ki-hoon will do everything so that he and his mother survive. A ray of hope will penetrate the world plunged into chaos. The host will see this and turn into the former kind person. For a second, the host's wife died while pregnant. This loss causes him great pain, and he can show sympathy to someone who reminds him of his wife. For example, in the scene with Thanos, In-ho became furious and beat the guy for just one phrase: "Take better care of your children." Of course, there will be victims in the storyline with the pregnant woman, because the shaman prophesies, "Soon you will go to her in the underworld." Player number 120 clearly sees this as a bad sign and not empty chatter. The same applies to the son and mother. The old woman will definitely deliver the baby. We already know that she can do it. In general, the shaman seems a little crazy, but you shouldn't write off her predictions. The author of the series added her to the plot for a reason. Shamanism in Korea has ancient roots, and although now it is very difficult to meet its representatives, many consider shamans to be fortune tellers and turn to them on serious issues. And what could be more serious than playing Squid? Player 246 is the same artist who has a sick little daughter. Many fans are sure that he will return in the third season. Yes, he was shot during the riot, but in an unusual way. There is a hidden detail in that scene that is easy to miss. It can have serious consequences. The guard who shot player 246 most likely wears the number 11. This is the same girl who visited the girl in the hospital. It began with the fact that the guard pointed a gun at the player's heart, but at the last moment he pulled it aside, which looks like an act of mercy. I believe that the wound was not fatal, and guard number 11 will most likely try to save player 246 from organ traffickers. This will undoubtedly cause discontent among the other guards. Remember that they already attacked number 11 because she interfered with the trade. I think guard number 11 will try to force the traffickers to release player 246. By the way, there is a separate story connected with the name of guard number 11. The girl's name is Kang No-yul. Remember Kang Se-byuk from the first season? They both come from North Korea and have the same last name. Kang No-yul means sunset, and Se-byuk means dawn. By the way, sunset and dawn are depicted on the official poster for the third season. Both girls are refugees from North Korea, desperately trying to move their families to South Korea. Se-byuk had an older brother who died of the plague. We can assume that guard number 11, the wife of that same brother who took his last name, and the child that guard number 11 is looking for is Kang Cheol's cousin, the boy whom Ki-hoon entrusted to Sang-woo's mother. How do you think the most popular series on Netflix should end? Write in the comments, and that's all from me. If you like this video, don't forget to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.